And we can continue to discuss another topic for measuring the pressure, that is known as a measurement of pressure through manometry. So, manometry is a standard technique for measuring pressure using liquid columns in vertical or inclined tubes. In our labs, you might have seen different type of manometers involved for measuring the pressure. Right. So, we may have different type of manometers by having simple tube and simple U tube, simple inclined tube. In these inclined tubes, U tube or simple tube, when these tubes are connected to a container which is having some pressure, then because of this unbalanced force, this fluid rises in the containers, and that column of the fluid can be measured in terms of height of the fluid in a perpendicular direction, and we know that height of the fluid is related to the pressure. So, in this manner we use the concept of manometer for measuring the pressure. So, in today's lecture what we have discussed about the Pascal's law, we have discussed about the pressure field equation which gives us the pressure in the field of x direction, y direction, z direction, and we came to know by understanding the pressure equation that in a static fluid pressure does not vary in x y direction or x y plane, or we can say in horizontal plane. Pressure is function of the weight density only, and it varies only in z direction, and dP over dz is equal to minus gamma. It means we have a pressure going downward as we go upward, and pressure goes upward as we go downward, right. And then we discussed the pressure for compressible fluid also, right. If we have a compressible fluid, then rho is a variable, and we must incorporate the equation of state P is equal to rho RT, and it is also dependent on the what kind of pressure volume relationship is there. So, it is function of the process, whether we have a isothermal process or whether we have a isentropic process or whether we have a linear variation in temperature. So, up to 10 kilometer in the weather for the earth, we have a temperature reduction linearly. So, that reduction in the temperature is developed with the help of some equation, and with the help of that we know that temperature should reduce at a given rate. If temperature is not reducing at a given rate for a given atmospheric condition due to some local atmospheric regions, then it will lead to disturbance in the atmospheric condition, and because of that there may be rain, there may be wind velocity, low velocity or high velocity depending on nature of disturbance. And after that we discussed the principle with which we can measure the pressure. So, first we discussed the Torricelli principle, who observed this phenomena for measuring the pressure, which is called barometric pressure or called atmospheric pressure, or it is also termed to honor him called Torricelli pressure. When around 1644 he developed such a simple device, with the help of that we can measure the atmospheric pressure